Hello, everybody. How we doing today? Hope everyone's doing well on this fine Sunday afternoon. Winds, hi. Good to see you. How's your weekend going? Infinite World, hello, hello. I love the little ghost emoji. Perfect for spooky season. Next week especially is gonna be the big spooky season week. So I'm quite excited. Cause... Okay, 2 weeks. I lied. Not next week, the week after that. I know how to tell time, trust. Okay, cause I knew Halloween was a Friday. Yeah. I'll have to decide what I'm gonna do for that soon. I'm either gonna... Cause I want to do like a Halloween specific stream. But I don't know if I want to do that, like, the 25th, or if I want to do that, like, November 1st. I might just do it, like, the 25th, but we'll see. Maybe do a slightly early Halloween stream. But anyway... So, anyone who's either back watching or here and doesn't know what we're doing... We're going to be playing more spooky visual novels today for the Spooktober visual novel game jam, linked in the description if you want to check out all of the entries. I've quite enjoyed the ones we've played so far, so if you like visual novels, if you like spooky games, go check it out, support the indie devs. I'm sure you'll find something there that'll tickle your fancy. We have run into a bit of a technical setback for this stream. Not my fault for once. Usually it is completely my fault when we have scuff, but itch is down at the moment. It's been down for like a bit now, because usually I pick out the games I'm gonna play a little bit before stream, but not like days in advance, you know. It kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for that day. And so I went on to itch to, you know, pick the games for today, and itch has been down for a while. So that means I cannot download new games. I do have one game that I downloaded earlier that we haven't played yet, so I do have one on my computer that we'll start with. But if we run out of time, or if we get to the end, we might just go back and check out more of a couple of the ones I already started that I didn't finish, like Nova's Ship or Deadstock. That's my backup plan. It is going to be a bit of a shorter stream, I think, than the last ones. I had to stream a little bit earlier today as well, and I can't go for quite as long. So we'll see. We might not even run into that issue. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Can you play browser games? No, because those are also hosted on itch. Like, you have to go to the game page to play the ones that are browser based. And itch just as a whole is completely out. Yeah, as Taylor said. I'll check it periodically. If it's up for a bit, maybe I can rush and download a couple, but you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit this stream. But yeah, I think that's how we're gonna go about it, at least today. But with that out of the way, I think we can go ahead and start on the one I've got picked out for now. Make sure everything's up and running. Okay. All right, this is the one I currently had that we just didn't get to. It's called Hansel and Gretel Fairy Tale Thief. Now, this is also the part where I would usually read you the synopsis and warnings off of the game page. Unfortunately, itch is down, so I cannot pull it up. I've been loving these streams. Thank you! I've been loving doing them. I love checking out little indie games, especially as someone who makes them. been having a great time, so I'm glad that comes across. All right, so I'll check the about section if there's any warnings in there. Oh, hello, there we go. Okay, that's how the scroll bar works. No, does not seem to be the case, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to give warnings on this or a synopsis. We're going to go in blind, so Godspeed to us. I don't really remember the premise. I just picked it because it said Fairy Tale Thief, and that intrigued me because I made a game for another jam called Fairy Tale Attorney, so I'm quite a fan of like fairy tale, maybe mystery genre, maybe horror crossover things, so I'm interested to see how this is gonna go. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and hop on in then. We can just close our eyes and imagine the synopsis. Maybe the real synopsis was the friends we made along the way. All right, let's go. Play. Ooh! We have routes. Play as Hansel or Gretel. I guess we'll start as Hansel for now. I wonder how relevant this is. Is it like a completely different story, or is it just like... Okay, starting off very interesting. We'll start with Hansel. Aw, cute. We got our magical girl transformation. I might have to mix the volume a little differently. Am I supposed to click? Okay, cool. Liking the designs. Okay, the main menu music was much louder. I'm gonna turn it back up. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Never mind. I lied. It just took a minute to get in the... Took a minute to get into the melody. Okay, let me know if it's too quiet or too loud and I can adjust it for y'all. But anyway. We're twins going to the witch's house. How is anyone supposed to know which is which? Oh, you're so funny. Can you please take this a crumb more seriously? One crumb and no more. You know who they kind of remind me of? Oh god, I'm blanking on their names, but the Vocaloid twins. That's Ren and Lin, I think, are their names. I'm kind of getting the same vibe. Sister worries too much. Let's go over it one last time. What do we know? The witch is a super scary lady, allegedly. The witch is a sneaky-looking dude, allegedly. The witch is a human, allegedly. We'll go with this last one. That, and they're eating people on the regular, allegedly. Will she say the same thing? He... She. Oh, okay. So it changes the witch's identity? I'm gonna go with snaky looking. I wonder if that'll actually affect how they appear. That, and he's eating people on the regular. Allegedly. Everyone has the goal to say our food preferences are weird. We are so freaking normal, comparatively. Exactly. You know, if he wanted to eat me, I'd let him. That's cringe. And who are you? Cringe police? Let me dream. So we have a fairy tale world, but we're using Gen Z slang. Not if this means we die, you dumbass. What a way to go, though. No, it's not. Get it together. We're together, so I'm totally fine. I hate him. I love him, but I hate him. Bad. It's do or die. Still bad. We're gonna get that bread. Better, was it? Let's go. Yay. Was it better? I don't know, girl. Huh? Greetings. I assume you've gotten our letter? Your what? Our letter? We send letters to our targets. To be polite. Oh, okay, so, you know, Phantom Thief core. Kids these days. You haven't read it? I don't care. Hold on, turn the music down a little bit. Okay. Then allow us to introduce ourselves. I don't care. We are the Great Gourmets. Jin and Greta. And we're here to eat only the tastiest food. So, you two are well fed then? Oh, here it comes. Don't panic and leave it to me. Please eat me first. We're here for the abracadabra bread. This one. The what? The abracadabra bread, which you presumably have. I crack one joke. So it's real? No. It has to be real. No. Go away. Let me guess. All bread you make is abracadabra bread? So anything in here counts? It's all mine. And most of these are sweetbreads from what I've noticed. Now, what would I call a witch who likes desserts? Are you nuts? A sandwich! Eat him. Eat him, please. Go on. Is this real? They like it? I bet you bake your bread in the coven? I must not mess this up. What do witches put on their bagels? What did the tired witch do? We're on a bread theme. Let's stick with bagels. What do witches put on their bagels? Scream cheese! Was that a smile? That was a smile, right? What's sister doing back there? Witches fly away on broomsticks because... What dessert did the witch give his cat? Have you ever heard of a seafood diet? Let's do dessert. Ice cream! That had to be a smile. The tiniest one in my life, but still! Oh, uh-oh. Sister is creeping up behind him. Do you really live here all alone? Why did the team lose the cricket game? Why is it good to drink a witch's brew? These are all terrible. I'm gonna ask a serious question. No broommates? I'm so tired, Finn. My sister's almost ready to swing at him. Don't do that, I'm trying to flirt! Hold on, we're gonna save. We're probably gonna get killed. But don't do that, I'm trying to flirt. I caught their attention, now we can... Hello? Oh, are we eating our sister? We might have gotten our sister killed. Ugh, my head. Candles, wine glasses, and wine, too. White? As in, from the white region? That's expensive. Wait, no, get it together. The witch is a tough cookie. Or a touch cookie. Which I would normally call charming, but... You're awake. Where's Gretel? Who? Greta? Does it matter? Kind of, yeah. It's a little bit of a big deal. Dinner first. No? Okay. I'm gonna say no. Maybe they'll get mad. No. No dinner. Not until you tell me where's my sister. Here. In this house? Yes. Alive? No. Why? Woke up first. Tried to carry you outside. I assumed you didn't want to leave. And you just... Isn't that what you wanted? What a stupid question. I'm so stupid. Huh? I grab the wine and chug it down. Really? Next, candle. Huh? Burn. Oh. Dad? What? You look sad. Do I? My bad. What? Is it because your mom was a witch? I really shouldn't have told you. And hey, it wasn't a fire. Not that kind. Read me something else. Alrighty. Ending. Roasted too soon. Okay, wait, is this lore? Dad, you look sad. Do I? Is it because your mom was a witch? It wasn't a fire, not that kind. Okay, I'm sure this is lore. Alright, what if we do eat dinner? Okay. I came here to eat, didn't I? We came here. What's wrong? Eat. That's gotta... They cooked Gretel, right? Like, that has to be what we're eating. Where is Gretel, though? I'm not feeling too hot all of a sudden. It's like the steak is looking at me, which would be weird since it doesn't have eyes or anything. Can't even think of a pun. White steak, anyway. I hold the fork. Throw the fork. Nothing. We'll throw the fork. Swing! Oh, did we? Oh, okay. I thought we were just gonna be petty. I didn't think we were gonna, like, attack. Run. The sugar windows cut my face almost like they're real glass. I deserve this. Stupid idiot. Run. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna get jumped, yeah. No! And they lived happily ever after. What? They could've. You can't say they live happily ever after someone died. And they lived happily ever after? Dad! Ending after someone died. Okay, what if we don't throw the fork? Okay, we'll eat. The fork punctures a piece of the steak. I open my mouth. Put the piece of steak in there. Chew. It's sweet. Since when was steak? Steak shouldn't be sweet, I feel. Chew. So sweet. Chew. It's so good. It's spices, right? Has to be some kind of secret spice. Yeah. You'll tell me what it is, right? Maybe. Secret spice, secret spice. I love you so much. I love you so much. So much. Eat. Okay. If someone served your sister to you, yeah, see, knew it. I kill everyone in the room and then myself. Obviously. I apologize in advance if this somehow happens while you're around, but you know I can't live without her. Okay, so this is Hansel's son. Yeah, I know. If someone served me to you, killing everyone in the room. And adopting a new child, I suppose. I'll get one your age. Raising a toddler once was enough effort. Meanie. No new child will be quite like you, and they'll know it. I won't be able to hide it. So, for their sake, stay alive and don't go getting cooked. Fine. I love you too. Thanks for the food. Alright. What if we don't warn the witch? Bow. Ooh. We got multicolored blood. Oh, you straight up iced him. What have you done? I saved your life. You murdered him. I saved your life. Your hands are shaking. Yeah, she just killed someone. Yeah, no shit. You know how scary that was? It's fine. We're in the middle of the woods. No one will know. Yeah. We get what we came here for and then get out. Uh-huh. Hey, think any of these are made of humans? How the hell do you make sweets out of humans? Don't even ask. I don't know. With a lot of sugar? And magic? Let's get the hell out of here. Yippee! We left with Gretel and trauma. Hey, remember bread people? Do they count? Stop right there. This line of thought is a direct road to plants have souls too, so we all can ingest is water so all we can ingest is water, if even that much, blah blah, eating is a sin. Bread people aren't real anyway. What about the gingerbread man? Gretel? What? I'm alive. Thanks. You're welcome. Happy end! Happy? Siblings stay together and get away with murder. What could possibly be better than that? Should've guessed. I don't have a sibling, so I can't relate. It's never too late to choose someone. People usually say that about romance. And people are wrong. Ending no one will know. Okay. Let's start over. What if I pick a different witch? We'll say super scary lady. Oh no, it's the same. Don't panic and leave it to me. I am in love. Oh wait, that's new. Could I say that? Oh, the design did change. Can I say that if I pick the male? Oh, I can. So if I do this again, I can say I'm in love. And you get different hairstyles on the witch, too. Okay, we'll stick with this one. But what if I say, I'm in love with you? Oh. That's sudden. You know what? I'm cool with this. Live your dreams. I guess you're cute or whatever. Holy cupcakes! The fortune teller was right! It is my lucky day! I'll be here in case you two need someone to throw flower petals. We need flower petals. Now! In sickness and in health. Just kiss me already. Heck yeah! Ending heck yeah. Great. Loved it. 10 out of 10. Okay, I think that's gotta be it for the Hansel route, probably. So let's go Gretel. Swing! Magical girl. Alright, I want to see how different this is. We're twins going to the witch's house. How's anyone supposed to know which is which? Wait, oh, it's the same! Is it the same dialogue and personalities? It just switches who's speaking? So Gretel, brother worries too much. Super scary lady. We are so freaking normal. We are the great gourmets. Jin and Greta, and we're here to eat the tastiest food. I assume I still get the... We'll save here. I'm in love with you. You know what? I'm cool with this. Live your dreams. Do I still get the, like, I'm trying to flirt? What if I say, please eat me first? I guess we didn't explore this option. Huh? Uh-huh. I mean, my brother doesn't even want to get eaten, and I'm right here. Apologies for disturbing you. Greta likely got hit on the head on the way here. We'll go home now. Nope, not happening. You'll eat me? Sure. Free food. Oh, fuck. Ew. On a bright side, it's a very Dutch politician way to go. Very what? I don't get the joke. Why would someone want to die like a politician? I cannot fathom, but... Wah. What? You're not reading the book. Read me the book. Right, I was reading. Where were we? Ending fried, baked, boiled, mashed in a stew? Okay. We're here for the abracadabra. What did the tired witch do? Set down for a spell. No, not good. Oh! Oh, they kill us! They kill us if we piss them off with a bad joke. What was the other one doing? I hate when they freeze in silly poses. I need sugar. And now they are. What's the slang for it these days? Cooked. It's not these days, but the word you want is snack. Right, thank you. Now they're a snack. Literally. Nah, cooked would have been a better pun. I can't think of anything with bones in it as a snack. Definitions. Would a good snack help you fall asleep faster? No sleeping pills. What? Where did you learn about those? Uncle Odd Eyes told me. Of course he did. Okay, for the record, I don't drug people because I prefer them awake and lucid for those last couple seconds. Got it? Uncle Odd Eyes said all good hitmen use drugs. Good is not best, remember? Oh. Exactly. Now where were we? Ending. Couldn't sweeten the deal. There's gotta be lore here that I'm not getting. Okay, so I have to... What do witches put on their bagels? Ever heard of a seafood diet? Why do witches not wear a regular hat? Because there's no point in it. Don't do that, I'm trying to flirt. Is it still steak? Yeah. Okay, it's the same situation. Alright. We'll go ahead and go back to the main menu. Short but sweet, I guess you could say. Pun intended. Alright. Interesting. I kind of wish we went more in depth on things, but like... It was fun. It was silly, you know? Very cutesy. Very cutesy indeed. We got a cannibal ending. Alright. Is itch up anymore? I was hoping it would be longer so I could stall. Wait, itch is working. Itch is working. Okay, okay, hold on. Bum. Alright. I don't know for how long, but... We gotta move. Okay, tell you what. We'll take a break real quick, because I gotta also run to the bathroom quick. So, we'll go ahead and take a break here. I know it's only been like half an hour, but we'll take a short one. While I figure this out, because I don't want you guys sitting in silence while I do this. So y'all know the drill. Go to the bathroom, get a drink, get a snack, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, we're so back. All right, make sure everything's up and running. I got more games. We're good. This next one I picked out is called Spooky Scary Nighttime Adventure. It looks cute, it looks silly, so I'm intrigued. That's what I'm in the mood for right now. Something cute and silly. Let me read the synopsis off the game page real quick. Description. 4 funny teens get up to some spooky antics in the woods. Join Fawners, Basil, Sky, and Terry as they investigate some rumors about a strange family living out in the woods. Alright, that's all we got. Let me look at the content warnings. Mild body horror is what's listed. So, keep that in mind, I suppose. This looks very cutesy indeed. So let's go ahead. Make sure I got everything adjusted, and we can hop on in. Okay, start. Disclaimer, this game contains mild body horror. Wonderful. There you are. I'm gonna have to decide what voice. This is a mouse dressed as a cat. What are the lore implications of this? We're gonna be late if you don't hurry up. Hey, hey, looks like the party's getting started. Terry, is a fish? I can't tell. There's like a flipper. Oh, hey Basil. Hey Fawners. I brought the new student. Oh, hey there. You. Fawners and I were just about to get totally into the new Romp Brothers game. Is that like Mario Brothers? I've heard this one has both the Romp Brothers. Well, we're still waiting on Sky, though. Assuming Sky shows up. Sky shows up most of the time. Or at least half the time. I'm saying we shouldn't wait on her. What about you, new kid? Do you think we should wait for our beloved friend— Oh, me? As in, like, me. Okay, so I'm not playing as Basil. Am I playing as, like, myself? Okay. Do you think we should wait for our beloved friend Sky to show up? You decide. Sure, we'll wait for Sky. Huh, I knew you had it in you. And what's that I see? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry for being late. Look at this scrungly. I was trying to find a place to put my hat. I can't do this tonight. Bruh. You mean on your head? That's what I decided on, yeah. As opposed to my elbow. I thought I could find someplace more original. Like, maybe I could wear a hat on my wing. But it just wouldn't stay put. Well, I'm glad you found a place for it. Are we all ready to head back to Terry's place? Oh, we can't go to my place. What? Yeah, my house has been having some serious problems lately. It's just not as watered. Okay, so they are like an aquatic animal, as it used to be. Did you try to fill your house with water? No. I succeeded in filling my house with water. Well, we can't really go to my place. My parents are out of town, and they're super uptight about having people over. I heard of this cool place in the woods. Oh yeah, a group of friends in the woods alone on Halloween night. What could possibly go wrong? It's got this seriously spooky vibe to it. I'd rather not drag our costumes through the wilderness. Well, do you have any better ideas? We can go to the park. Just like, hang out. Boring! There won't be any ghosts in the park. And there'll probably be little kids and stuff. That's not my vibe. Looks like it's time again, new kid. Shall we have a spooky adventure in the wilderness, or discover what the park has in store? We're gonna go to the woods. I want the spook. Yay! Sky, wait up. Ugh. My, what a choice to have made. I wonder what our friends will find themselves next. Creepy. Ghosts! Well, gang, I think it's time to split up and look for clues. Okay, Fred Jones. That sounds like a terrible idea. Well, new kid, sounds like it's that time again. Could you imagine getting introduced to a group of friends. You've been acquaintances with them for a while. They decide to start taking you in a little bit. You know, you're a little nervous. It's your first time hanging out with them. And one of the people just keeps going like, well, new kid, it's that time again for you to make a decision. No, we're not splitting up. I agree. I thought the point was to hang out together. Splitting up would help us find ghosts. No. It's late, it's dark, and there are actual dangers to being in the wilderness late at night. I completely made up that first part. I completely made up the it's late part. Okay. Say, Sky, what stories have you heard about these ghosts?
Well, the story goes that there used to be a family that lived way out here in the woods. They were, like, really obsessed with living on their own. They got really good at it. So good that people started seeing them less and less. We call them introverts.
It's a test? Probably. Either that or we're gonna get, like, ritual sacrificed. This is starting to sound like we're gonna bother some poor family.
Yeah, well, this all happened just before the metamorphosis.
Oh? The metamorphosis?
Yeah, there's no way they prepared for turning into a bunch of animals.
Oh, wait, so everyone here used to be human? This isn't like an anthropomorphic world? Everyone was just living their lives and then all of a sudden we got turned into animals? That's actually pretty interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Rumor has it, they went full feral. They tried to go deeper in the woods and live fully animal lives.
There's no way that would work.
Right?
Oh, wrong voice. Right? But it is definitely highly improbable. It is less likely, considering they would have had to survive for 10 years or so. Almost impossible, considering there's no pictures or videos. I'm noticing a lack of certainty there, Basil. It's healthy to keep a degree of skepticism, Terry. And depending on how lucky they were, I guess it's not impossible. Well, that's why it's a ghost story, right? It's just believable enough to get dumb high schoolers wandering through the woods. And it would be nearly impossible to disprove.
I'm not dumb.
What?
I'm not dumb! There could totally be crazy animal people living out here.
Sky.
I'll show you.
Sky. Oh, great. Run off in the middle? Yeah. I knew something like this would happen. I'm not dumb. Proceeds to run off alone in the woods. My. The night is certainly taking a turn for the worse. I wonder where we'll end up next. Sky?
Well, that doesn't look good.
Do you think Sky went in there?
If she found it, I would expect her to go inside.
We should go in there. We should look. I guess let's look outside first. I'm gonna save. I guess that wouldn't hurt. I'm going inside. We need to know if Sky's hurt. Okay. Oh, alright. I guess we're going inside then. The illusion of choice. The illusion of choice at its finest.
Sky, are you in here?
Sky? Gurgle, gurgle. Uh-oh. It's too dark in here to see anything. I've got a light. Oh, it's a bird? Oh, so we have like a normal, not anthropomorphic bird.
Yeah, hello!
Okay, maybe it is anthropomorphic. But like, it looks like a normal bird. A talking bird. I don't... You're all animals. This is like the what's the difference between Goofy and Pluto debate. That's normal, right? Some birds can talk. Not in the corvid family.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Could it be one of the people that lived here? People didn't turn into animals. We turned into whatever we are now. We're still human. Slightly. That thing is not. Ah! Oh, okay. Unhinge my jaw moment. That's disturbing. I think we should leave.
Goodbye.
Bye, bird. Have fun sitting in this house.
Bye, bird. Bye, bird. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, there you guys are. We were looking all over for you. Sky! I'm so glad you're alright. I'm sorry I ran off. It's okay, Sky. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. It wasn't my intention to imply that. We should get out of these woods. Basil, I kind of feel like you should be apologizing to Sky too. You've been a bit mean to her the whole night. Fawners, we just saw a scary bird creature. We can do our apologies in a safer location. A scary bird creature? We can tell you about it on the way out of here. Follow me. My shark senses will lead us out of the woods in no time. Okay, so Terry's a shark. But, like, they're able to be on land. So, I guess if you got turned into an aquatic animal, you can still breathe air? Unless, like, they're wearing some sort of hydro thing under the costume. I don't think that's a thing. And away! And it might have laughed at us as we left.
That's so cool. I wish I'd seen it.
I don't know. It was pretty creepy. We have arrived. Thank you, Terry.
Well, I guess this is where we part ways for the night.
Yeah. Sky, thanks for suggesting going into the woods. And I'm sorry for being so cynical the entire night.
Basil!
Aw, CG moment.
You have nothing to be sorry about. I shouldn't have led us all on a crazy adventure into the woods.
Still, that shouldn't come at the expense of your feelings. I should probably learn to express myself better.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Sneef.
Well, I guess we should get going. I still have a bit of a walk home.
Can you not fly? Like, I know you're a human who got turned into a bird, so maybe anthropomorphism, your bones are still too heavy to fly, but I think we live in the same direction. I could walk with you if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
See you guys. Have a good night. Unfortunately, I think we live in separate directions. But thanks for getting us back here, Terry. No problem, broski. We'll need to get that Romp Brothers session in sometime. Maybe once my house is done draining. Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, see ya. Looks like you're last to go, new kid. Would you say you had an eventful evening? I guess. Huh, well be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Well, until next time. The end. Okay, very cute. I presume nothing I do, like if I say move on, we're still gonna wait, I guess, but it still feels a bit rude. Yeah, okay, see, she still shows up. What if I say we go to the park? Oh, hello, bird. Hello, hi. What the fuck?
Hi, this is John Lemon Prophet. This project ended up being a bit too large in scope for me, so I didn't get around to writing the park storyline. Sorry about that. I'm gonna send you back to the going into the woods storyline.
Alright, cool.
In 3, 2...
They really said. Then why give me a choice? Just take the choice out. Just don't let me decide. Just cut these few lines of dialogue and have us go into the woods anyway. But we got a funny little bit out of it, so... Alright, yeah. Doesn't matter what I pick. Certainly the fastest. We saw a creepy bird. No, I did not have a good time. What if I say that? Wow, I guess you've really seen some stuff. Well, till next time. Alright, that was our spooky, scary nighttime adventure. Very simple story. Illusion of choice. Very cute little characters, though. And, I was quite interested in the casual lore drop that, like, we all used to be human, and then there was this great metamorphosis that happened. Like, go into that. I want to know the lore. But I guess this is just a little Halloween-y little side story. Very cute, though. Very cute. I could see this being, like, a picture book, you know? Like, about a little group of friends who went and had a spooky, scary nighttime adventure. Very cutesy. Alright, let's pick another one. Both of the ones I picked have been quite short so far. So we're gonna get through probably more than I anticipated. Let's do this one. Let me get the description. Dooby-doo. Okay. That up. Franz Kafka reference? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay. This one looks cute. Is it gonna let me? There we go. Hopefully. Yes? Okay. Get it to the right. Okay. Okay. This one is called Amy's Perfect Candy. I'll read the synopsis real quick. Amy is not allowed to eat candy until she is 7, but this year she finally is 7 and is ready to hunt all the candies from her neighborhood. She's very determined on finding the perfect candy during the hunt, but sweets are sweeter when shared with others. Will Amy be able to find her perfect candy? Okay. Let's see. 6 achievements, 2 endings. All that fun stuff. Let me check the content warnings. None. Okay. Cool. Cool beans. Let's go ahead and get started then. This looks very cute. Very wholesome. Amy's bedroom, a week before Halloween. Morning light filters through curtains, shining through the messy room. One more week. Just one more week until Halloween. Papa and Mama said no candy until I turned 7. And guess what? Amy is 7 now. She jumps out of bed, hitting the floor with a little thump. Her giant teddy bear tumbles over. Amy quickly picks up the plushie, a giant brown teddy bear with a giant bow. Sorry, Mr. Barney. Amy can't wait to tell Mama and Papa about the plan. I promise I'll tuck you back in later. That is the worst, when you wake up and, like, your stuffed animal's on the ground. She grabs her blanket and wraps it around her shoulders like a cape, spinning dramatically until she's dizzy, then dashes toward the door. The kitchen is already filled with the delicious scent of breakfast coffee and jasmine tea. Lexus is slouched at the table, still in his pajamas. Hello, sir. He lets out a groan that echoes like a bear waking from hibernation. I assume this is her father? Maybe? Venino stands at the counter preparing tea, his long hair falling into his face until he gently tucks it behind his ear. The sound of the kettle fills the silence. Morning already? I swear, Amy's footsteps sound like thunder these days. She's just excited. 2 dads? Okay, love to see it. You know how she's been. Excited. That kid's gonna explode before Halloween even gets here. Amy rushes in, dragging her blanket like a cape, her bare feet padding across the floor. She nearly trips, but steadies herself, eyes sparkling with determination. 'Cause did she say... No, but you said Mama and Papa. Ta-da! Guess who's 7 and ready to eat candy? Is it me? I mean, look at these muscles. Don't I deserve a mountain of chocolate? Lexus flexes exaggeratedly, his pajama sleeves slipping down. He poses as though he's in front of a cheering crowd. Lexus. No, it's me, Amy the witch. Well, not a witch yet, but soon. Mama, Papa, can we start making my costume today? Today? It's important. Costumes are like armor for hunting candy. If I'm just Amy, people will give me normal candy. But if I'm Witch Amy, they'll give me magical candy. Lexus throws his head back and laughs, startling Venino into nearly spilling his tea. Okay, so they are both men. She just calls, what's his name? Venino, Mama. Magical candy, huh? Good for them, good for them. All right, kiddo, you've convinced me. Don't come crying if my sewing makes your witch hat look like a squashed pumpkin. You're actually going to help her sew? Ouch, right in the pride. He clutches his chest dramatically, pretending to faint against the table. He's so dramatic, I love him. Amy giggles so hard her blanket cape slips off her shoulders. Don't worry, Mama. If it looks funny, I'll just say it's a silly witch costume. A silly witch? I suppose that would suit you. Amy rushes over to Venino and hugs his leg tightly, beaming up at him. Aw, this is so cute! This is so cute and wholesome. You'll see. Together, we'll make it perfect. Venino looks at her sparkling eyes, then glances towards Lexus, who's smirking like he already won the argument. Venino sighs, but his lips curve faintly upward. All right, we'll see what we can do. Amy cheers loudly, spinning around with her cape, nearly knocking over the chair. Lexus laughs so much he almost spills his tea, and Venino quietly steadies the cup before it tips. The three of them share the moment in the cozy morning glow, laughter echoing through the house. The next morning in the kitchen, 6 days before Halloween, sunlight spills in even brighter than yesterday. Amy sits at the table, scribbling furiously in her Candy Plans notebook. Her tongue sticks out slightly in concentration as she draws little doodles of lollipops and chocolate bars. Venino quietly sets a plate of eggs and toast in front of her, while Lexus yawns loudly, his hair sticking out in every direction, stretching like a lazy cat. What's this? The grand strategy for raiding the neighborhood sweet stash? Yes, it's called Amy's Perfect Candy Plan. Amy will find the most perfect candy. Look, I've mapped every house. Amy will write who gives chocolate, who gives gummies, and who gives other candies. But I'll eat all because candy is candy. You're dangerously ambitious, like your mama. And so thorough, like your papa. But please eat your eggs, Amy, before they go cold. Amy digs in happily. Lexus leans across the table closer to Venino, lowering his voice with a grin. Admit it, you love when she takes after me. She'll be loud like you. And brave. Oh, by the way, Amy, did you notice? The house across from Aria's. It has new people now. I saw them moving boxes yesterday while I was going home. New neighbors? Did they bring candy boxes? Not everything is candy, kiddo. But I did see a little boy. About your size, although a lot taller. Maybe your age. A new friend? Perhaps. He looked quiet. Shy, maybe. Which is why you should go say hello. Uh-huh. Amy will. Also, new neighbors should feel welcomed. Maybe you can invite him to walk with you and Aria later. Yes. Amy's Perfect Candy Plan just got a new teammate. Careful, though. What if he doesn't like candy? Doesn't like candy? That's impossible. That's against Halloween rules. Not everyone likes the same things, Amy. Then I'll find candy he likes. If he doesn't like candy, I'll find anything so he feels welcome. Let's do this one. Amy answers confidently with a wide smile. That's my girl. Amy jumps off her chair, notebook in hands, already scribbling, neat new neighbor boy, find candy he likes onto her list. Lexus and Venino watch her with mixed amusement and fondness, the kitchen filled with her humming as she plans yet another adventure. Alright, next day. Oh, meet the neighbor first. Let's go meet the neighbor, because then we can bring him to Aria. Leaves scatter along the pavement, crunching under Amy's sneakers. She skips down the street with her little notebook clutched to her chest, humming a made-up tune about candy.
Oh, look at her little dress. Oh, that's so cute.
She stops in front of a small house with half-unpacked boxes on the porch. A tall boy sits alone on the steps, knees pulled up, staring at the ground. His shadow stretches long in the golden light. Amy cheerfully waves at him.
Hi.
The boy looks up slowly, startled. He has white hair and eyes that look like he isn't sure if he wants to smile. Hi. Amy approached him.
I'm Amy. I live down the street, in the yellow house with the flower boxes. What's your name?
The boy answers quietly. Ray.
Ray. That's easy to remember. Like a ray of sunshine.
Amy pauses and tilts her head.
You don't look very sunny, though.
Ray looks away. I guess not. Amy plops down on the steps beside him without hesitation, her notebook falling in her lap.
That's okay. I can be sunny for both of us.
Hi, Ashi. Welcome. We're playing a Halloween visual novel about this cute little girl named Amy trying to befriend the neighborhood boy and also find the perfect candy.
So, what do you like, Ray?
Like?
Yeah, like, candy, or colors, or games. Everyone likes something.
Ray looked hesitant and paused for a moment. Does he like reading? He looks like a nerd. No offense, kid. Chocolate. Based. Good choice, good choice. As long as it's not like white chocolate. Amy gasps loudly and leans closer.
Chocolate?
Yes, I like chocolate. All types of chocolate.
That's good.
Ray blinks at her enthusiasm, and for the first time, his lips twitch upward. Just a little. Amy is scribbling in her notebook. Ray looks confused.
Okay, so Ray equals chocolate. Got it. You're officially part of my candy map.
Candy map? Amy showed him the messy page of plan covered in doodles.
Yep, this is my Amy's perfect candy plan. I'm gonna find the best candy in the whole world. You can help me if you want.
Maybe the real perfect candy was the friends we made along the way. Ray shakes his head quickly. Amy pouts. I don't know.
Why not?
Back where I lived before, others didn't really like me. They twitch upward, you could say? Nah, we're on YouTube. Tss. Amy tilts her head, listening carefully. Ray hesitates, then blurts, They said I was too big, too tall, too quiet. They laughed at me. He hunches his shoulders, as if trying to fold himself smaller. Amy stares at him for a long moment, her expression softening. Then she hops up to stand in front of him, planting her hands on her hips.
Well, that's dumb.
What?
That's dumb. Who cares if you're tall? That just means you can reach the candy bowls on high shelves. And being quiet's cool too. It makes you sound mysterious, like a knight with a secret mission.
A knight?
Yep, every candy quest needs a knight. I can be the witch. Aria likes dresses, so she'll probably be the princess. And you...
Amy points at Ray dramatically.
You're the knight. Tall, strong, and secretly nice.
I don't know if I'm strong.
Then I'll be strong for you until you believe it. That's what friends do.
Ray's eyes widen at the word friends. He fidgets, looking down at his hands. You really want to be my friend?
Of course. And you know what? I'll introduce you to Aria, too. She's my best friend. She gets shy sometimes, but she's super kind. You'll like her. And then the three of us can share candy together.
That would be great. Thank you, Amy.
Of course. No worries. How about we go to Aria's house now?
Ooh, we got an achievement. Do we have an achievement menu? Not here. Okay. Ray is surprised. Now?
Yeah, it's still early and we can both find out what Aria's gonna wear on Halloween night.
Ray hesitates for a moment, but he finally lets out a faint sigh and wide smile. All right, let's go meet Arya.
All right.
Amy snatched Ray's hand and began running towards Arya's house. Ray's surprised, but went along happily anyway. How nice. Noon, Arya's house. The sunlight outside is golden. The faint smell of cookies drifts from the kitchen window. Arya's bedroom is pink and sprinkled with her favorite stuffs. A set of 2 kid chairs at the table where Amy and Arya usually play on. Little star lamps shining across the walls, and on the bed lays a pink princess dress spread out carefully. This is so cute. Arya,
Aw, she's so baby.
stands in front of her mirror, clutching the dress nervously. Her cheeks are pink, her fingers twisting at the hem. A knock on the door is heard. Arya, Amy's here, and she brought someone with her.
Oh, come in.
The door creaks open. Amy pops her head in, grinning wide, with Ray shuffling behind her, hands stuffed in his pockets. I wonder, will we get like a different story if I went to Arya first?
Arya, it's me, the witch in training. And this is Ray, the new boy in town.
These 3 look very good together. They got like the primary colors going on. This is very nice character design. Hi, my name's Ray. I just moved in some days ago. Nice to meet you. Arya blinks, startled, but gives a small wave.
Hello. My name's Arya. Nice to meet you too.
Ray and Arya shake hands. They both seem to make some sort of spark. Amy bounces inside and plops on the bed, staring at the dress.
What are you doing?
I was just
Looking at my dress. I thought maybe I'd wear it for Halloween, but I don't know if it's good.
It's so cutesy. She frowns, lowering her gaze. Amy gasps loudly. Wow, it's so pretty, like a princess. It's pink and pretty. It's gonna match with my witch costume. Both very cute. Let's say it's sparkly, though. Ray blinked, then nodding slowly. It's really nice. And pretty. Arya's cheeks flush brighter, but a tiny smile forms.
See? Even Ray agrees. And guess what? He likes chocolate.
Chocolate?
Really?
Yeah, all kinds of chocolate. Arya gasped with excitement.
My mom makes chocolate cookies today.
Ray's eyes are sparkling after hearing his favorite sweet flavor.
I'll take some from the kitchen.
Arya rushes toward the door and went down to the kitchen. After some minutes, she's back with a wide pink plate full of said chocolate cookies.
Please, take as much as you want, Ray. My mom loves to bake this and prepare it for Halloween.
Ray looked absolutely happy with the amount of cookies served. He took one carefully as to not destroy the stack of cookies. Arya takes one too, and Amy takes 2. Ray took the first bite, the warm and hearty feeling of homemade cookies, and the delicious chocolate, gooey from the inside, melts in both his mouth and heart, creating an explosion of flavor. Oh, this is making me hungry. This is the best chocolate cookies ever.
I know, right? You should come over often. Arya's mom really makes the best cookies.
The 3 of them inhaled all the cookies on the plate. Aw, kids.
All right, back to the plan about... Oh, wrong voice. All right, back to the plan about Arya's dress.
Sorry, Amy and Arya. A names. Arya and Ray giggle softly, still munching on the last cookie. I think the dress you chose is beautiful, and it suits you.
Do you really think it's okay if I wear this? Of course. But look at it. It's pink and shiny, and it has the swirly things.
Amy points at the ruffles on the bottom.
But what if people don't like it? What if it's too boring? Who cares? Princesses shouldn't care about that. You can wear any dress and add any crown you want.
I'll be the knight. If anyone ever says bad things about you and the dress, I'll strike them down with my sword. Well, not with a real sword. Arya giggles a little, still nervous. Amy suddenly grabs her hand.
Come on, let's go outside. Outside? Yeah, let's walk around with Ray and look at the houses. Everyone's decorating already, right? Then you'll see. Every house is different, every pumpkin's different, every ghost is different. And that means every person's different too. So no one's gonna care if you're a princess, as long as Arya's having fun. Ray glances at them, then quietly adds, "Yeah, let's go. I'm sure it'd be fun to see all the differences around the neighborhood." Arya blushes, hugging her sleeves but smiling. "Thank you. Both of you." That's so cute! They're all friends. The three of them step outside. The crisp air makes their cheeks rosy. Leaves crunch under their shoes as they walk hand in hand. Amy in the middle, Arya to her left, Ray to her right. This must be like a real small town, because even when I was 7, I wasn't allowed to like go and walk around the street without adult supervision. Some houses already have pumpkins on the porch. Others have string lights shaped with bats or cobwebs stretched across the fences. I know it's just a silly little story, but makes me giggle. "Look, that house has a giant pumpkin with a silly face. He looks like he ate too much candy. His teeth are all crooked." "Exactly, but no one says, 'Oh no, Mr. Pumpkin, you look funny.' They just laugh and say, 'Nice pumpkin.'" Ray let out a small chuckle, the sound surprising even himself. "Each of them looks unique and special." "Those ghosts look, kind of wobbly." "And the edges are jaggy." "Yeah, see? Even wobbly ghosts are cool. That's why you can wear your princess dress. It doesn't matter if it's if it's old or boring. It's still your ghost. Your princess power." Arya smiles shyly, hugging her sleeves. She doesn't look like she's smiling in that sprite. "You always make things sound so easy." "That's because I'm a witch. Witches know secrets, like..." Amy leans closer at both Arya and Ray and whispers, "The secret is, everything will be easy if you're having fun. And the costumes are always better when your best friend and your knight are next to you." Arya's cheeks turn pinker. She looks down at the sidewalk, but she's smiling. Ray's face warms too, though he stays quiet. "Do you really think people will like it?" "Yes, 100% yes. They'll see Princess Arya and go, 'Wow, she's amazing.' And if anyone says something mean about you and Ray..." Amy raises her hands, making pretend sparks and magic spells. "I'll zap them into frogs. Ribbit." Arya bursts into giggles, covering her mouth. "But they probably deserved it." "Watch me." They finally reach a house with big spider decorations. The plastic spiders dangle from the roof. Amy stops and stares dramatically. "Look! Spider Kingdom!" Amy pretends to be scared and shivering. "Princess Arya, Knight Ray, will you save me from the scary spiders?" Yes, with my charm." "I will too, with my sword." "Hooray! The princess and the knight saved me." "Now I will give her..." Amy digs into her pocket, pulls out a pink hairpin. "The magical hairpin." Arya laughs and takes it carefully. "Thank you, brave witch." Now Amy turned to Ray. "And now I will give him..." Amy digs in her pocket, pulling out a purple pen that has printed castle wrapping on it. "This magical pen." Ray looked hesitant at first, but he took it with a wide smile. Wow, that's so nice. Kids being kids. The three of them sit together on a porch as the sun dips lower, the orange light wrapping them in warmth. Yeah, actually, it is a cute game. It's really cute. Like, it's just chill. It's low-key. This feels like, it gives me the same kind of vibe as the, the Peanuts holiday specials almost, where it's just, like, kids doing kid things in a small town. Very wholesome. Amy doodles a little knight helmet in her notebook. Arya draws a crown beside her name in Amy's book, a small smile growing. And Ray lets out the smallest laugh, writing his name wobbly beside the little knight helmet that Amy drew. The early morning sun slips in through the curtains, 5 days before Halloween.
Venino is at the flower shop today, so it's just Lexus and Amy. Fabric scraps cover the couch like fallen leaves. Lexus sits cross-legged, holding up a crooked strip of cloth with great pride. Amy kneels on the carpet, scissors in hand, surrounded by sparkly buttons she dug out of the sewing box. Yes, Ashy, I did make a game for this jam. It's called Working Title. I made a community post about it, so, and it's also reposted on Twitter, so I just scroll down my community posts a little bit. You'll find it if you're interested. It was very fun to make. I enjoyed it. I entered last year, too. This is my second year entering. First year streaming entries, though. How hard can sewing be? Thread, needle, poke poke, ta-da! Instant cloak.
It looks kind of like a bat with a stomach ache.
The betrayal. This is avant-garde witch fashion, thank you very much. I'll try and play it soon. Thank you, appreciate it.
If it falls apart, I'm blaming you, Mama.
Fair, but if it holds together, I'm taking all the credit. Amy laughs and begins arranging the buttons like treasure. She places them in rows and circles like little constellations across the floor. Gonna go take a shower? Have fun! See ya! Thanks for coming! This button clearly summons owls. Very fashionable owls, of course.
Owls don't care about fashion.
Rude! Owls invented fashion. Look at those feathers.
And this one? What does it do?
That button guarantees double chocolate, but only if sewed onto the cloak of a witch of extraordinary cuteness.
That's me!
Exactly. You're qualified. Amy claps her hands, then carefully tries to thread a needle. Her small fingers fumble with the thread, tongue poking out in concentration. Yes, perfect technique. Absolute mastery.
You don't even know what I'm doing.
Don't tell your papa. He thinks I can actually do this. Amy laughs so hard she tips backward, landing in a pile of fabric scraps. This is so cute. Presenting Lady Amy, Duchess of Sparkly Buttons, Scourge of Raisins, and future finder of the perfect candy.
Mama, that's too long.
Nonsense. A true witch deserves a grand title. They both dissolve into laughter, the sound carrying warmly through the house as the day deepens. I can read, I swear. Amy finally steadies her needle and begins to stitch, her small hands guided clumsily but determinedly. Lexus watches her, proud and amused, occasionally helping by holding the fabric steady or making dramatic predictions about how magical the cloak will become. By the end of the day, the witch costume is done. It's not something grand, but it's enough to make Amy and Lexus feel proud of themselves. When Venino came home, Lexus was leaving for work. They exchanged their daily goodbye, a kiss on the cheek for Amy and a kiss on the lips for Venino. How nice. So Lexus works like a night shift then? Venino then sits at the table, carefully checking his work notes and florist schedule for the week. Amy tiptoes closer, clutching a piece of paper where she drew a basket full of candy.
Papa?
Venino answers without looking at Amy.
I have an idea. A super duper important idea.
Venino sighs softly, closing his notebook. He smiles at Amy, but there's a visible exhaustion coming from his eyes. Important? What is it, little one? Amy puts her notebook in front of him with a dramatic flourish, the notebook where she put her plan in it.
Ta-da! The candy basket project. We have to make a candy basket together. It's for Amy's perfect candy plan, and every step, down to my costume, has to be perfect.
A candy basket?
Yes, for Halloween. It has to be special and strong and magical, so it'll hold all the candies I'll collect.
Venino looks delighted for a moment, but the joy quickly withers away. He remembers the work he has to do at the flower shop. Amy, that sounds fun, but Papa has to work. Halloween week is the busiest at the flower shop. I can't miss my shift. My coworkers depend on me. Is that a thing? Flowers on Halloween? Amy pouts and puts her hands on her hips. But Papa, work is boring. Skip it just this once. But Papa, this is my very first candy hunt. I don't want to guilt him. Poor guy's just trying to make ends meet. For his family. I'll do the little kid answer because this one makes me feel less bad.
But Papa, work is boring. Skip it, just this once.
Amy, work is not boring. Flowers make people smile. If I don't go, my friends at the shop will have a harder time. That wouldn't be fair to them, would it? No. I know you're excited, but being rude about work won't change things, sweetheart. Okay then, what if... You don't help, my basket will be ugly forever. If you take a day off, then I can build the basket together with Papa. We'll say this one.
If you take the day off, Amy can build the basket together with Papa. Every time I carry it, Amy will remember you made it with me.
His eyes soften, fingers brushing over her drawing. You would remember me every time you use it?
Yes. Every single candy I put inside will feel like you're helping me, even if you're not there.
That's sweet. Still, leaving work means someone else must cover for me.
Papa, listen.
If you don't stay home, then I won't talk to you forever. Amy will be the happiest if Papa's there making the basket with me. We're gonna do this one. I feel too bad for this poor guy to be dramatic and mean to him.
Papa always says flowers bring happiness to people, right? Well, Papa is my flower, and Amy will be happiest if Papa's there making the basket with me.
Benino looks stunned, his cheeks pink. I'm your flower?
Yep, a big, tall, nice-smelling flower. And flowers make people happy. So, if you stay with me for one day, I'll be the happiest witch in the world.
Amy... Benino paused for a moment, then smiled. Thank you, my sweet little girl. Benino sighs and gently hugs Amy. I can't take a day off this time, sweetheart, but I'll take the nicest basket from the shop. All right?
Okay, Papa.
Amy tries to smile, but her eyes are a little downcast. Dawn at the kitchen, 4 days before Halloween. Okay, I'm trying to see... Usually I go for an hour tops on games, and it's been about an hour on this one. So either we do one more, or we do a little bit more of this one. Let me have a look. I'm looking through the ones I picked out. Which one was this one? Okay, you know what? We'll do one more. I'm gonna finish this one. This is so cute. This was so adorable. Very wholesome, but we'll do a little bit more of one more. Because I do want to try and showcase a decent number of them. This will be our last one for the day. I gotta go in a sec. Alright. Get that up and running. Okay. See how this looks. Perfect. Okay. Here's the last one I've got picked out. This one is called Enough with Living as a Hero. I'll read the synopsis real quick. The content warnings are non-applicable. 10 years ago, the great demon lord was slain by a legendary hero, Helio, who reclaimed peace with the Rytios Empire after years of war and strife. However, the hero who fulfilled the prophecy to restore peace in the lands has since died after the final battle, never able to see the lasting impact of his actions. Until now, 10 years later, in the room of a mage in training, working in an unfamiliar room with a second chance of life after death, the contract between two souls is hastily made in the hands of a young necromancer. The hero now finds himself in a bind, literally, and must overcome his own challenges to figure out his purpose of being resurrected. Alright, so that's our setup. I'm very interested to see, because this one just looked so pretty and had kind of an interesting hook line. So let's see how it ends up going. The great demon lord is dead. Rejoice! Wei Wuxian is dead! I feel a numbness in my chest. Unanswered questions lingering in my head as I step back. Was this truly the end? Could I trust that this was the end? Silence surrounds me, the wind whistling in an unfamiliar melody. Was this what it meant to fulfill a prophecy? There is no living person to answer me. With the great demon lord defeated in battle, and their ashes adrift in the wind, it's certainly a morbid way to welcome this new era of peace. I was no stranger to witnessing death, so perhaps it's still childish of me to entertain my hopes. Hopes that something might click into place deep within me. That I would feel complete at the end of all of this. The ringing in my ears and my hands' refusal to simply stay still would have to suffice as an answer. Yes, it was enough. It had to be enough. For this was the end. My knees met the ground in one fell swoop, exhaustion crumbling down with me. At long last, the prophecy has been fulfilled. Years of fear and anguish are at an end. And I have done my duty. Yes, all that truly matters is that I've fulfilled my purpose as a hero. For once, I selfishly wished that everyone would look away from the hero, that they would only look forward toward brighter days soon to come. With that thought in mind, I'm no longer afraid of what's coming. Of course, as prophecies often are, they remain vague and indifferent as people's fates are sealed in parchment. I'm no exception, and neither is my fate. For so long, I have prepared myself for this undeniable outcome. All things must come to an end. To lay down my life, to pave the way for peace. This shall be an honorable death. Yes, I will die as a hero. There's no use wishing for a different death, as my consciousness wanes with every bated breath. A dying man's wishes hold little weight, only serving as a means to bargain with the brain one last time in an attempt to defy fate. My mind scrambles, gasping for the one thing that a hero does not need, but I could never bear to part with. Thoughts that the hero had little time to engage with suddenly bubbled to the surface. My parents, if they're still alive, would they smile at me? The celebratory harvest festivals, the scent of home-cooked meals, and the knowledge settling in me that my companions would return safely. I would not live to see it, personally. A wave of darkness, wide and expansive, sweeps over me. Yet, I don't feel like I'm drowning, but by no means is it necessarily peaceful either. In the distance, I hear my companion's call echoing through the deep darkness, even as I sink deeper and deeper. I only hope that the world after me would, through this victory, be given the space to have hope. A moment passes, or perhaps an eternity. After all, How could I, now a merely lifeless corpse, perceive the passage of time? It would be strange to perceive anything at all when I'm dead. Yet, death is not what I expected it to be. Like tresses of sea foam lapping the ocean's edges. A warm sensation gently bubbles up through my chest, filling me and enveloping my being from head to toe, if I still possess such things. I find myself unwittingly drawn to it. As the last vestiges of warmth fade, an empty chill settles in its place. The cinematography is really good in this. Like the presentation and layout of everything. My blurred consciousness takes a second longer than usual to catch up with the present, but once it does, my eyes snap open to the sight of an unfamiliar room and an even less familiar man kneeling in front of me. Oh, hello. An unruly shock of lavender hair cascades down the stranger's shoulders, where it's loosely held in a half updo, accented by some sort of writing instrument. His outfit is disheveled, shirt unbuttoned just enough that I catch sight of a faintly glowing mark forming on his exposed chest. He really said if I'm gonna summon this guy, I gotta look damn good doing it. A gentle pulse of mana hums from the marking, strangely matching the magic circle beneath my feet. Look at these little pulses. Man, no expense was spared. This game is beautifully presented. I stand up from my previous position of kneeling on one knee. Hadn't I just been laying on the ground, bleeding out to death? What is this? The stranger jolts as I carefully voice my inquiry. He stares at me with wide, silvery eyes, sporting an expression so dumbfounded I can only assume he's as confused as I am. His slender fingers twitch as he pries them from where they're splayed on the ground, one hand balled into a fist, which he uses to furiously rub at his eyes. That helm. I'd recognize it anywhere. You wouldn't happen to be Sir Helio Eckhart? I nod slowly, keeping my expression impassive. An unnecessary action, due to the conspicuous and unmistakable helm covering my face. It's entirely unexpected that my attire would give me away. Despite being a well-known public figure, I've never been particularly fond of the attention that comes with it. Constant presence of my helm atop my head was not just a safety measure, but my last attempt at maintaining any semblance of privacy. Somewhere down the line, it naturally became my symbol. The symbol of the hero. The Sir Helio Eckhart? As in, the one who defeated the great demon lord 10 years ago and sacrificed his life for the peace of the continent? Oh my gosh, he blinks. Look at that. God, look at the details on this background. This is straight up gore. The circle moving in the background. This is beautiful. Look at all this stuff. This is gorgeous. I'm just gonna be gushing about the presentation. Without even waiting for a reply, the stranger rambles on. This doesn't make sense. I summoned the hero? Am I actually a genius? His eyes light up at the idea almost as quickly as they delve in self-reproach. No, don't get ahead of yourself, Kyan. I find myself oddly amused by the rapid sweep in emotions, entranced and maybe a little envious by how earnestly the stranger displays them. Allow me to introduce myself. The young man hastily scrambles to stand up from his position kneeling on the floor, dusting off his clothes as he straightens his back in an attempt to appear dignified. To my surprise, his stature puts him ever so slightly above me, by about the width of a blade. In fact, I hadn't been able to tell from how he hunched on the ground prior, but behind the flowy fabric and loose sleeves was a more robust figure than was typical for a mage. Lawrence Kyan Marcellus of the Count House Marcellus greets Sir Helio Eckhart, the blessed savior of Rathios. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing half of this wrong. I've never been great with names. I am, your summoner, though that feels odd to say to an esteemed and accomplished figure such as yourself. To be frank, I'm not exactly sure how I summoned you, and I only meant to call forth an elemental companion. A legendary hero is a pretty far cry from that. Not that I'm disappointed, of course. I feel extremely fortunate to have summoned a being as powerful as yourself. Granted that you are the hero, of course, with the tarnished color of your armor and that, hole in your chest. The mention of my own appearance gives me pause. Come to think of it, I briefly registered the dark tint of my vambrace when I woke, but the thought rapidly descended to the bottom of my priority list in the face of the young lord's presence. But a hole in my chest? That was an entirely different matter. My hand flies up to clutch at my upper torso, but pauses midair at the sight. True to his words, a familiar gaping claw mark runs across my entire torso, carving parts of my breastplate deep enough to expose skin. Rather, sections where there should have been skin. Instead of flesh, my eyes meet the grotesque sight of my exposed rib cage. The white bone was further highlighted by the deep void behind it, where the entrails were mysteriously hollowed out. Are we a skeleton? All that was left was my eerily still heart. Certainly, after this, there's no question whether I truly died or not. A heartbeat, the steadfast rhythm that signifies life. In the absence of my own, I strangely find that I can sense another, quite clearly. For whatever reason, the sound is amplified, as if my ear is pressed directly against the mage's chest. Is this a side effect of being an undead summon? To hear my master's heartbeat? But Lord Lawrence Cyan Marcellus, was it? The tip of a pink tongue darts across to wet his lips, and he swallows before nodding. Feel free to refer to me as Cyan, actually. As lacking in decorum as it is, I'd be more at ease if you drop the formalities. Alright, you're free to do the same. Then, Cyan, if you're unsure of how you summoned me and formed this contract, are you at least aware how to break it? Perhaps due to how readily I accepted my death, the idea of resurrection doesn't seem all that appealing. Thus, the tone of my question comes out harsher than intended. He's like, I'd like to go back to being dead, please. Cyan hesitantly shuffles in place before gripping his staff and squeezing his eyes close in focus. The crystal affixed to the top of his staff glows. A second passes. Then 5. Then 20. The same mana I felt earlier, his, buzzes against my skin before quickly dissipating. Cyan's eyes blink back open. He shakes his head slowly, almost guiltily, like a hound caught making a mess of a feast it wasn't meant to touch, and purses his lips. To be honest, I'm not a full-fledged necromancer or even regular summoner, just a mage in training. I was attempting to study ahead of my curriculum and reference some ancient texts in the process, thinking the experience would be valuable. I'm regretful to say I lack the experience and knowledge to break this contract. Apologies. It's not as if chastising him will do anything to remedy the situation. I let out a long sigh, not because I still possess lungs that require air, but out of sheer habit. It's interesting that this is from the hero's POV, because when I saw the premise, I kind of thought it would be from the mage's perspective, so this is kind of cool. But I can definitely look more into it. Surely the solution is written down somewhere. You also mentioned 10 years have passed since the Great Demon Lord's defeat and my demise. What of my comrades? If you're asking if they're alive and well, they are! Without the need to remain in a party, most members return to their hometowns to help deal with the aftermath of the descent. I exhale a sigh of relief. Yes, this is the way things should be, with my comrades alive and thriving in an era of peace. Probably the sole exception to this would be Archmage Lasali, who... well, I suppose this makes her a half exception. While she did return to... oh no. Yggdrasil. A couple of years later, she came back here, to Calatra, and took her seat as a lecturer at this academy. Lasali, you say? If there's one person I trust to advise me on magical matters, it's her. Coincidentally enough, she seems to be in the vicinity, as opposed to being weeks of travel away. Yet, I find myself hesitant to insist we recruit her assistance. How did she react to my death, and how would she react to the knowledge that my soul isn't peacefully at rest, but now contract-bound to a mere student? Assuming she mourned my death, would my resurrection not bring back unwanted memories? Luckily or not, I don't have to be the one to make the decision whether we visit her. Oh, come to think of it, the Archmage would surely know what to do in this scenario, being a summoner herself. Though she specializes in elemental spirit contracts, this is a contract summon nonetheless. And, thankfully, classes has just finished for the day, so there's a good chance she's still in her office. Kyan swoops down to hastily collect several books and papers scattered across his room floor. As he does so, my gaze naturally wanders before it lands on a faintly glowing trinket atop his desk. My body reacts faster than my mind. I reach out to grab the object, but instead of grabbing a solid object, my hand passes right through it and the table. Oh, we're non-corporeal. I withdraw my hand and frown and try a second time, faced with the same result. Knowing what's going on, Kyan stands up and looks over. Sir, I mean, Helio. Oh. I guess it makes sense that an undead spirit isn't able to interact with the physical world. Though I should be able to physically summon you as we... Not important right now. This talisman. Where did you get it? I point to the object I attempted to pick up. A small wooden charm about the width of my palm. It's carved with the image of a detailed lily and accented by a royal blue ribbon. Its chipped corners and worn edges made it clear it withstood the long passage of time. I picked it up when walking the streets of the city. I meant to turn it into the guards in case someone came looking for it, of course, but it was nearing the time of curfew, so I rushed back here instead. Do you perhaps recognize it? Old, faded memories resurface in my mind. A trembling hand pressing the talisman into my palm. A firm pat on the back, followed by a crushing embrace. Of course it's mine. I used to carry it on my sword scabbard. The real question is how it ended up in the streets of Kalatra and then into your hands. A relic of the hero? Then, do you think this could be related to how I summoned you? There's a good chance. Just in case, let's take it with us, if you wouldn't mind. I gesture once more to the talisman, now hyper-aware of my lack of ability to touch something that, years ago, I habitually held between my fingers all the time. Kyan carefully picks it up and tucks it in his pocket before gathering several books and papers in one arm. With the other, he opens the door to his room and gestures for me to walk out, as if I couldn't just phase through the door. A show of consideration after seeing my reaction moments ago. Or so I gather. I trail behind Kyan as he takes the lead. My cadence falls in line with his while he trails down the long, winding corridors. Yet, unlike his steps, mine are silent and shadowless. Can anyone else even see us? We step into what resembles a classroom, though no students are in sight. Few orbs of light hover, casting a soft glow over the room. Desks and benches align in columns, and in the front stands a singular teaching board. Yet, what truly draws my attention isn't the orderly classroom. It's the lone figure perched on the teaching podium. Sight of Lasali, elbow resting on the podium, idly twirling her magic catalyst as her jade eyes drift over a stack of papers, feels strangely familiar. In the span of 10 years, little about her seems to have changed. Perhaps a gift of her elven nature. Oh, she's an elf! See, I couldn't tell because the hat's covering the ears. Her face still wears that same bored expression, the one she reserves for conversations with nobility. Pale green tresses, loosely braided, cascade down her back, just a touch longer than the last time I saw her. Tracing a line across the horizon with Sylphid and the Saintist at her back, the Archmage once boldly proclaimed that she would be the one to engage the great Demon Lord's servants, clearing the way for me to face them alone. That was the last time I saw her. Professor, is now a good time? At the sound of the sorcerer's request, Lasali perks up and beckons him closer. She then swirls her finger, causing a nearby classroom bench to guide toward the podium, inviting Kyan to sit. The young master Marcellus! To what do I owe the pleasure? With a nod, Kyan settles onto the bench Lasali pulled out for him, placing the stack of books and papers he brought carefully at his side. I originally hoped to help him carry the load, yet my body, now in spiritual form sustained by his mana, limited how much I could assist. A stark reminder of my existence as a summoned undead. Okay, I assume she can't see us then, or she definitely would have noticed, right? Not to mention, Kyan proved stronger than he looked, though his stamina faltered slightly as he hauled objects towards our destination. Since your specialty is summoning magic, I was hoping you might have the answers to a few of my questions. Naturally, it depends on what those questions are. Well, Kyan hesitates, and I feel his heartbeat quicken, a subtle tremor that betrays either his nervousness or uncertainty about how to phrase his question. So, turns out I accidentally summoned your long-dead friend and bounded his soul to my contract. No, we'll see what he says. Is it possible for a summoning contract to just, happen without the summon necessarily agreeing to the contract, at least to their knowledge? You mean a forced summoning contract? The summoner likely didn't want it to be forced. They probably went through so much just to make their dreams come to life. It's not like anyone can just lay out these insanely intricate summoning patterns from centuries-old spellbooks and measure rare reagents down to the tiniest pinch. Not to mention painstakingly rescheduling every class to align with the perfect hour of the day of the year, all to summon the ideal... Let me guess. You're the supposed summoner in this little scenario, aren't you? Maybe... An almost imperceptible pink colors Kyan's cheeks as he subtly scratches at them, shrugging. And as the supposed summoner, I believe you should have covered this in last semester's material, no? If I recall correctly, the course was titled Theories of Magical Summoning. And if I recall correctly, professors aren't supposed to open up the darker chapters of their students' lives. Depends on their scores, and whether they actually read the material. The whimsical elf before me lets out a small laugh, fingers playing with the brim of her hat. Her playful mannerisms pull a memory to the surface. Times after our demon hunt expeditions or boss fights, when she'd crack jokes or pull tiny pranks to keep our spirits from sinking under the mental and physical strain. From my experience, I can tell she's trying to ease Kyan's nervousness, though to an outsider unfamiliar with her antics, it might come across as nosy probing. A forced summoning contract isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility. There are documented cases where one party's powers overwhelm the other, resulting in a contract like the one you, the supposed summoner, have, particularly when the gap between summoner and summon is significant. So either we're weak as fuck, or he's, like, cracked out of his mind strong. And it's probably the latter. Power as in... Excellent question! I should quiz you on that, young Master Marcellus. 1. Mana. 2. Power of love. Take your pick. Buddy. Kyan lets out a small, relaxed laugh, seemingly now at ease with Lasali's teasing. Not much of a quiz when there's only one answer that makes sense here. Says the student who scored... Ooh! Dang! The answer is mana! So, wait, does he get shit test scores? Because he seems smart as fuck. The loud declaration draws a few glances from students peering through the nearby hallway window, and Kyan shrinks back slightly, embarrassed. Meanwhile, Lasali continues speaking as if nothing had happened. Correct! That's why the summoners must only call upon spirits they can truly handle. A weaker spirit drawn to a master far beyond its power... risks exactly that kind of imbalance that leads to a forced contract. Now, tell me. She steps from the podium, moving toward the bench where Kyan sits, her hands resting on its edge. Her gaze locks on his, sharp and curious, demanding honesty. Oh boy. What, or who, did you summon and bind into a contract? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Lasali tilts her head, a faint smirk tugging her lips, while Kyan shifts in his seat. Try, at least. I've lived for centuries. It takes a lot to surprise me. Are you ready? Though it sounds as if he's addressing Lasali, the sorcerer's gaze is fixated on mine. His mouth is drawn into a tight line, a look of determination sparkling in his mane. I'm ready. A familiar sensation washes over me, like the first time I was summoned. A tingling warmth spreads to the core of my body, bubbling and sizzling up my limbs, as if lifting me and allowing me to breathe again. Loose threads of mana whirl around me, scattering in all directions, yet somehow finding every hidden corner of my spiritual physique, wrapping me completely in their flow. Directionless, perhaps, but undeniably alive, tracing every line of my form, rebuilding me from the inside out. Soon enough, my physical form solidifies, bones and sinew knitting together, muscle taking shape as if I was born anew. Yet again, no heartbeat stirs within my chest. No, this can't possibly be. I inhale deeply, savoring the air as I prepare to speak. Crisp, dry scent of parchment and ink clings to Kyan, mingles with the power of his magic, while from Lasali comes the earthly, herbal tang of poisons and forest herbs, faintly sweet and sharp all at once. Greetings, Lasali. Her eyes widen, shimmering with disbelief. That voice... You can't be real. After all this time... However, before words can leave my lips, I see a delicate hand brushing against my helmet, lifting it with gentle insistence. It's really you, Helio. A mixture of joy, relief, and disbelief flickers across her face as she takes in my form. Welcome back, old friend. Her voice trembles just slightly. Even still, the smile on Lasali's visage doesn't falter in the slightest, letting the hollows of my undead form ache in a way I hadn't expected. It's good to see you again. Ooh! Mask off! Wait, he a baddie, though! I mean, low-key everyone in this game is, but, like, look at the eyes! That's definitely an undead thing, but, like... Would she sink into nostalgia? Reminiscing about the years we fought side by side against the Demon Lord? The blood and sweat and laughter of countless battles? Or would she scold me, angered at the recklessness of my early death, at my decision to throw myself into the fate as the hero without regard for the consequences? But, to my surprise, those jade eyes I remembered so well softened instead of hardening. I see you're still wearing the same outfit from 10 years ago. Then again, they do say that true fashion never goes out of style. Besides us, Kyan laughs, sheepish, the sound drawing both our attention. That wasn't me, I swear. You've got some explaining to do, young Master Marcellus. And I want every single detail. Don't leave anything out. With a flick of her wrist, Lasali seals the classroom in a sheath of magic, ensuring not a word or image escapes. Whether it's to protect Kyan from what he may reveal to prevent panic at the sight of a so-called legendary hero walking again, I can't be sure. Her tone sharpens as the questioning continues, scolding Kyan for his reckless attempt at a summoning, for dabbling in practicals without grasping the consequences, and, of course, for never paying attention in her lectures, although there's something almost maternal about her admonishment. At first, Kyan's usual aloofness makes it seem as though her words go in one ear out the other, yet as I watch him fidget under the gaze, the guilt flickering behind his eyes, I realize that he does have a sense of vehemence of what he's done. Perhaps seeing me reunite with Lasali, seeing my place in a history he's only ever read about, made the reality of summoning me sink in more deeply than he'll admit aloud. I already promised I wouldn't do it again. He's so funny. A promise isn't enough. You also have to take responsibility for the mess you've made. You know I'm not the type that... You have to. Kyan falters, lips pressed thin, his hands clench against his knees. I know that, but where am I supposed to even begin from? Lasali sets a hand on her student's shoulder, a gesture that makes him look up at her with wide, searching eyes. For a moment, I almost expect her to reassure him. Yet, when she finally speaks, her gaze slides past Kyan and lands squarely on me. You're supposed to be the hero here, Helio. Time to help a mage in training. The elf's words catch me off guard. From the corner of my eye, I see Kyan blink in equal shock, his bewilderment a perfect reflection of my own. You two are bound by the contract. The young master's mana sustains you. Because of that bond, you are attuned to him, and that makes you the only one capable of guiding him, of teaching him to control the very force that binds you together. I narrow my eyes, Lasali's words sitting uneasily in my chest. So, you're saying the excessive gap between Kyan's mana and mine dragged me into a contract I had no say in, and now I'm bound to be his tutor because of it? Lasali's smile sharpens, her eyes glinting like she's savoring the chance to stir trouble. That's one theory. The other... She leans in closer to Kyan, lowering her voice as though sharing a secret, though it's of no use since I can hear her words through my connection with the sorcerer anyway. Is the power of love. Oh my god, we are going down this route! Okay, game, I see you. I know where you're going with this. I am living for it. This is really fun. The word hangs in the air. Kyan stiffens, his face blooming red until it looks ready to combust. If I had blood in my veins, they'd be searing too. There must be another reason. Some overlooked or misdrawn summoning pattern. Maybe even a miscalculated amount of... That's not possible! I double-checked everything. No, triple-checked. I even had to skip one of my classes just to make sure the timing lined up perfectly with... Lasali interrupts with a sly tilt of her wide-brimmed hat. Oh, I wonder whose class that was. It would be quite a shame if missing it earned you a failing grade, wouldn't it? Kyan freezes, a faint blush creeping up his cheeks as he stammers. No, that can't happen. I did everything right. If everything was done correctly, and my centuries of training and experience serve me right, there must be some other factor causing the mix-up. Perhaps some item amplified his mana during the process, like a talisman or ding-ding-ding. A spark lights in my mind, and I immediately turn to Kyan. The pendant. You have it on you, right? He fumbles through the clutter beside him and draws out a delicate pendant, untouched by time, looking just as it did all those years ago when it was still mine. Oh, isn't this the one your parents gave you, Helio? What's it doing here? I'm not entirely sure. I found it downtown in Kalatra. I was planning to hand it over to the authorities when I had the chance. Hearing this, Lasali moved to the back of the classroom, rifling through shelves until she pulls out an old newspaper. Squinting slightly, I read the headline, Hero's Sword Stolen! Thieves Still at Large! I think this might explain part of it. At first, I don't know what to make of it. It's natural for vultures to circle after a hunt, scavenging scraps of victory or defeat, but to realize the same could happen to me, I hadn't imagined it. To think the dead have so little control over their lives. Strangely, I don't feel any sadness. Or rather, the melancholy I sense isn't my own. It belongs to Kyan. It's just... awful. I can't believe anyone would do this. Unfortunately, that's the way of the world. Even after the Demon Lord's defeat, the darker side of humanity refuses to be vanquished. She leans closer, gesturing toward the pendant in question. What matters is the object itself. Because it's something Helio held dear, it's no wonder his soul was drawn toward it, and toward you, holding it. Then it was my fault after all. That's not true. Kyan looks at me, a bleary vulnerability in his eyes. I can feel the ache of sorrow reverberate through the bond between us. Were my chest not hollow, I imagine my heart would constrict at the sight of him so upset. Like Lasali said, it was a combination of factors. The gap in our powers, this object acting as a catalyst, and me being drawn to your mana. Exactly so. The best we can do now is have our legendary hero guide you, help you channel your mana, refine your pathways, and learn to control it. That way, you'll have a chance at breaking this forced contract. Upon hearing Lasali's final words of advice, Kyan rises from his bench, a newfound resolve in his movements as he gathers his scattered supplies. Thank you for your help, Professor. Anytime. If you run into any problems, don't hesitate to stop by. I begin preparing to leave as well, sliding my helm into place. Always in a rush, aren't you, Helio? Before I can move, Lasali closes the distance, wrapping me in a bone-crushing embrace. I allow it, trusting that my reconstructed frame can withstand her strength. Take care, old friend. I will, Lasali. You take care as well. With a flick of her wrist, the magical barrier shielding the classroom dissolves, spilling light from the side window and revealing the hallway beyond. Just like that, the world resumes its rhythm, and life goes on. Alright, I think this is where we're gonna call it for now. I'm intrigued! I'm interested! I do wonder, when we start to get making choices, I assume this is just all the setup, and we'll get to make some soon. But let's save real quick, yeah. Okay, make sure I get a save in. This was really good, actually. Like, the presentation especially. The way the sprites move, the blinking, the backgrounds, the art, the attention to detail, the UI, everything is very, very well put together. Oops, sorry. Really, really well done on a presentation level. You can tell they went through and blocked out these scenes, did all these extra motions and stuff. It really helps. Like, I feel like I'm watching a show a little bit more than just playing a novel with the way it's presented, and that's a very high compliment. Oh, hey, Maddie. Sorry, I just noticed you were here. Yeah, gorgeous art. This is our last game. We're wrapping up. But yeah, let me go ahead and move over to chatting. All right, we played some good ones today. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. I will, of course, link everything that I played today in the description, so y'all can go check them out for yourselves, download them, support the devs, maybe finish them on your own as well. I'm definitely going to be finishing some of these as well. Very good hooks. This might have been my last Spooktober stream, depending on what week I decide to do my Halloween stream. There might be one more, but that's not a guarantee. So if this is the last one I do, once again, I encourage you all to go check out the entries, go support all the indie devs who make, because all these games were made in a month, which is crazy. And I would know, I did it a couple times. So the amount of effort that went into some of these is absolutely crazy. So be sure to, you know, give them your support. Always support indie devs, all that fun jazz. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for now. Hope everyone watching has a great rest of their Saturday. Oh my god, it's Sunday. Great rest of their Sunday. A great start to their week. I'll have a schedule out soon for next week. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.